Today is technically your second day of hybrid and the second day of the second quarter. Congrats. So yesterday we drew our wonderful summarizing hand. Just to recap, we have somebody on our pinky, wanted on our ring finger. On our middle finger we have but, pointer finger so, thumb is then. So we have our lovely hands that I have drawn on my big piece of paper. And yesterday we talked about our somebody. Our somebody, especially in fiction, is going to be a protagonist, an antagonist. We learned our protagonist is going to be our main character, more than likely. And our antagonist is going to be a character or force that stops the protagonist. Now, breaking down the word protagonist, if you are pro something, you are for it. You're going to find that almost always you are going to root for the protagonist. Now, antagonist starts with anti, kind of. We're missing, instead of an I, we have an antag. So if you are anti something, you are against them. So the antagonist, whether it is a force or a person, is going to go against the protagonist. An example is Star Wars. The protagonist, for most of it, is going to be Luke Skywalker. You root for him. You want him to succeed. In the newer version, it's going to be Rey or Finn. You root for them. Now, the antagonist, for most of the series, for both in this case, is going to be Darth Vader / Darth Maul / spoiler alert, but it's probably older than you are, Emperor Palpatine, all of these things in the first series, trilogy. It's going to be Kylo Ren plus the Order in the newer series. It is a force or a person who's going against the protagonist. Yesterday we did our story elements page, which is on page 660 of our interactive notebook for language arts. We did that all together, so you should have that done, where we talked about protagonist, antagonist, setting, plot, and complications. So we've already done our pinky with our somebody in fiction. Now we're going to talk about our wants. Now, in Somebody Wanted But So Then, every single character, whether you are summarizing the protagonist or whether you are summarizing the antagonist, has a want or desire or a goal. That's what our wanted is. The entire story exists because they are doing something or they are going towards something. You think of any book, they have a goal. Whether it's as magnificent as I want to save the world, or as kind of small and personal as I want to enter a competition or win a competition. I want to do this small thing. So, we are going to talk about the wanted. I'm going to move you guys, because we are going to move into our language arts notebook. So, go ahead and open your language arts notebook. I will pull up the page. You are going to go to page 63, which looks like this. But it's pretty hard to see, so go ahead and just more listen along with me, because there's a big glare. I'll work on that. So, we have a speech bubble, because they can literally tell you what they want. They can tell you about them. And that way you can figure out if they are a protagonist or an antagonist. If I say, I want to rule the world, you know my desire. But if I don't tell it to you, there's other ways you can still figure it out. So, there's also when we do that, what they say shows their belief. That is going to be our speech bubble. Because if I specifically tell you what I believe, you're able to take me at my word because I'm the one who has those beliefs and I'm the one telling you them. So go ahead and move that top bubble. Oops. Over the speech bubble. Okay? You guys can't really see, but I did it. I'm going to pause just to see if I can get it a little bit brighter. Okay. So what I figured out is I just have to leave once I'm done. Okay. So another way that we can talk about it is what decisions they make. If they go, well, on this hand, this seems good. On the other hand, this seems good. We can only talk about their decisions they make. Or possibly the fact that they had to make those decisions. Because if you think about it, sometimes you know your belief at the drop of a hat. You can say chocolate or vanilla. More than likely, you knew off the top of your head which one you would prefer. If I told you dogs or cats, a lot of the times you already know your gut answer. But if you have to go, well, I have a dog, but I also have a cat. And I like the fact that I don't need to walk my cat. But my dog is super cuddly. So it's all about the fact that you had to make that decision. That shows what you're going towards. Now, that's going to be the hand because you are weighing those options. You are saying, well, on this hand, I like this. But on this hand, this. Weighing those options is your hands. It's the decisions you make. For example, not to bring it back to Star Wars, but I'm bringing it back to Star Wars. We learned, spoiler, that Darth Vader could be a protagonist because in the end, his decision, I'm not going to super spoil it, but his decision changed how we viewed him. In the beginning of all those other movies, and there is a book series, we had a very kind of one-sided view of Darth Vader. When we saw him have to make decisions, that changed. Same for, spoiler again, Kylo Ren. We firmly put him an antagonist. He betrayed Rey. He betrayed Finn. He betrayed Poe. All of these things. He tortured them. It was horrible. Then we see him have to make a decision. And we start to slowly change our opinion, whether he is a protagonist or antagonist. And that's still up for debate. Now, when we talk about the foot, that is what they are physically doing. It is, you can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? If I'm going to say, I want to run a marathon, it's great that I'm saying that. That is showing my belief that I want to do it. It shows something else if I physically go out and do it. I want to get an A. I mean, everyone does. So yeah, it's great that I said it. But if I physically put in the work to do it, is a different thing that talks about what we want. So that is going to be the foot. Oops. Is what we physically do. Can you walk the walk after talking the talk? Now, what's left is the ideas and thoughts that show their character and the inner beliefs that motivate someone. The thoughts and ideas. If you start the process of thinking it, because in a lot of books, our antagonist is not going to straight up tell you it's an antagonist. It might be the narrator. That is how it happens in some books, where we think they're the protagonist because they have a cause we can see. But it's their ideas that show what they truly are and what they truly want. Because if I say, I want to lose 10 pounds, but then all I'm doing is thinking about all the food I'm going to eat. That tells something about me. So that is, oops. If I can get it to move. Then last but not least is what is personally in our heart, our innermost beliefs. Now, this is what we truly believe. This is our guiding star. This is whether that is, I want to be there for my family, whether that is a higher being, whether that is anything. It is what intrinsically, so inside, motivates you. That can be something very large, like a higher being. That could be small, like someone is depending on me. Not that that's small, but in comparison, it's slightly different. So we can learn a lot about our somebody on our hand based on what they say, what they do, their choices, their beliefs, and their ideas. So we are going to take that second and we are going to add it to our hand. Give me a sec to slide over, because I don't want to ruin my pretty one over there. We'll do it on my not as pretty one. Here is my not as pretty hand. So this one we have wanted already on it. I would like you to add that this is actions / beliefs, thoughts, words, and decisions. That is going to be what determines how we know the wants. So, on our hand, we should have wanted being connected to actions, beliefs, thoughts, words, and decisions. Go ahead and pause this video and add it there. Now, today is not done, I will say. We do have social studies, but I'm going to stop the video there. We will talk about government in class. So go ahead, finish your hand, pause me if you need to. But you will not need your computer. So when you are done, show me you are done by shutting your computer if you are hybrid. Show me by giving me a thumbs up either in chat or in person if you are on virtual.